Hello everybody, this is Charles, but you can't see me, I'm off camera, but you can see my friend Nathan. We do workshops together in public speaking. Nathan, I'd like to ask you a few surprise questions just to catch you off guard, and this will be very, very beneficial for our viewers. Nathan, why is competence important?
Why is competence important? Because confidence comes from competence. So the reason you need to be competent at what you do is because that's the only way you're going to give it 100%, right? So think about when you're in school and the teacher asks you to come up and write something on the board and you're really shy and you don't want to do it and you're thinking, what is this girl going to think of me? What is this guy going to think of me? And the reason is because you're worried you're going to make mistakes. You actually have a dialogue with yourself in your head where you're worried that you're not actually going to deliver the content that's going to be valuable to the people. So I feel like if you want to develop real confidence, you need to get competent at what you're doing. There's like a shift in mindset one day where you just snap when you think, I've learned enough that I need to learn. I've put enough action, I've put enough theory in, I've studied, now it's time to actually do. And when you start doing, you start saying to yourself, why didn't I do this sooner? It's because you've suddenly got more competent, and that's why you're confident. So to answer your question, I think you need competence, not only to be an expert in your field, but to develop a relentless confidence. They come hand in hand.
Love it. Love it. I've got a couple more questions, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How do you become competent?
How do you become competent?
Say before speaking or before any situation.
Well look, realistically the only thing in life that actually matters is what? You know, everybody's going to say knowledge, or people are going to say skill. Really it comes down to action. So if you want to get a six-pack, right, and you want to train, and you want to you watch all these YouTube videos about ab exercises, are you going to train obliques, are you going to do crunches, are you know, leg raises, you can watch all the videos you want around training and how to get a six-pack, but that's not going to give you a six-pack, right? The only way you're going to get a six-pack is by doing the sit-ups, doing the training. That's the only way you're going to do it. So I think really to answer your question, action is the only thing that's going to make a real difference. We hear that all the time. It can't just be action, right? You can't just go in there blind. You need to put the theory, the practice and the study in, but you need to take action, otherwise you're not actually going to get any real tangible results.
Awesome.
Does that answer the question?
It sure does.
Cool. Awesome.
It sure does. It's all about action.
Action.
Now I've written here, how do you become confident? Is there anything else? Is it just competence? Is it just taking action?
You know what? You get really confident through going through the suck. So like, for example, people don't like this. People always say, how can I get more confident? And when I give the advice, they don't like it, which is basically just get punched in the face by life, right? So how many people watching this right now, whether you're male or female, struggle to go and talk to the person of the opposite sex who you're physically attracted to? Everybody, right? Everybody's thinking, oh, that person's attractive, I wish I could talk to them, oh, what should I say, what should I do? And you talk yourself out of it. Really, just having that kind of the back wheels to go forward, face the fear, figure out what happens. That's the only way. If they reject you, that's actually a good thing. Getting rejection is a miracle. Because for me, I've been rejected in my life so many times. I have zero fear of rejection now. I've been a kid when I've looked at a chick and I thought I can't talk to her, all the way to now going out and being able to talk to anybody I want, because I've been rejected so many times. The more you need to get your head around this, the more you get rejected, the stronger you're going to be, the more confident you're going to be, then rejection seems to disappear. So just go through, face the fear, go through the suck. You've got to realize that, you know, what's uncomfortable now will become comfortable later when you put the action in.
Awesome, I love that. That sounds like the best advice ever.
Yeah, that's actually not mine. I got that from my mentor, so.
That's amazing. One more question, and this ties into the whole thing. Let's say there's someone who gets frightened on stage. How would you tell them to, how do they avoid stage fright?
Can you elaborate a little bit? So when you say frightened on stage, you mean the nervousness, the feeling of nervous, or?
Yeah, so let's say you're put up in front of a group of people.
Yeah.
And suddenly you start to feel the nerves creeping in, and it gets worse and worse. The audience seems a bit dissettled, and that really gets you going. What do you do? How do you save that situation, or how do you not even become afraid in the first place?
Perfect. So two things to that. First thing, you need to understand that if you're nervous, that's because you actually care about what you're going to do. So people can feel that you're nervous, but that doesn't mean it has to be a negative. People are not going to be thinking, oh my God, he's nervous, oh my God, she's going to fail. They might be thinking, this person really cares about what they're going to do. Let's listen. So again, it's another mindset shift. Secondly, you need to if you really want to cure fear of public speaking, or if things are not going your way on stage, you need to show emotion. You need to be willing to laugh at yourself, right? I find, for me, I always win my audience because I don't mind being vulnerable. I don't mind going on stage and being like, you're probably wondering who this, this 25-year-old receding hairline dude is on stage talking about confidence. Why should we listen to him? Don't be afraid to actually laugh at yourself, because that wins people. When you're able to actually put your ego aside and actually pick things that's wrong with yourself. Don't be afraid to crack a joke and be like, even in the opposite direction, sometimes I go on and think, you might be wondering who this handsome, gentleman, majestic man is. Just joke. Have a bit of fun. Laugh at yourself, because then that would make the audience laugh. It'll make them feel more comfortable. Because the reality is, the audience feel uncomfortable because they don't know how it's going to go. So you need to make yourself feel more uncomfortable as well. You need to get down to their level. Sometimes that's all it takes. Get down to the audience's level, and the way you do that, just laugh at yourself. Be willing to have the audience laugh with you.
Love it. Get on the same wavelength as the audience.
Get down to their level. That's a theory that I feel works really well.
Wow.
Yeah, because sometimes the audience are uptight. They, especially if they're paying for something and they're paying for a workshop and they're thinking, this guy's got to deliver. This guy better be good. Walk on stage and say something along the lines of, hey, how many of you think I'm going to try and sell you some big sign up at the end? And everybody puts their hand up and just say, well, I promise I won't disappoint. Just make them laugh. Have a joke with it. Take it in a different direction, and it helps you.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Any more?
That's all I've written down.
Okay, awesome. Well, guys, I hope you get value from that. There were some random impromptu questions. So yeah, I hope that answers your question directly, and that you guys get some value from it.
Brilliant, brilliant. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. This has been Nathan Berryman, and Dr. Charles.